This is the new HHO generator, which is 13 plates, which wasn't as successful as I thought it would be. There's definitely some issues there. It was drawing like 19 volts. It was drawing 12 volts, but drawing about 20 amps, and I had all sorts of weird connections across here in volts. So I'm going to pull it out of here, stick it into this one here, and do some testing on it to see if I can work out what went wrong. I'll be reducing the sodium hydroxide, or the caustic in it, quantities, levels, and seeing if I work out if it's because I have a negative at the bottom, which is all immersed in the water, but maybe the plates have to be at the top, and maybe everything has to be clear of the water. You can't put the whole under the water. Maybe it's got to be below that level, and you have to allow for that when you put the fluid in, that because when it gets hot it's going to expand, it'll run up. I'm just going to go through and check a few things like that and see if I can work out what actually happened. At the same time I'm going to fix the big Bowie board that this is onto. The first thing I'm not too sure about is I've run one of the electrodes down to the centre at the bottom and the other two on the outside at the top. My thinking was that the power would go down here, but unfortunately this isn't actually insulated, so the power is coming from there. As soon as it hits the water, it's actually electrolyzing all of this as well. So this is probably not the best idea. Okay, we turn that on. We're getting 12 volts between the two terminals. The negative is on the outside, which is the two outside plates, and the centre plate is a positive. 12 volts, no current draw. I'm going to tip some electrolyzer in. I think there's too much electrolyzer or NHO in the liquid so far, so I intend to just put some in, and then I'll probably thin it down. I'll dilute it down with some distilled water. So this is the concentration we made up the other day. That's 2 amps, 4 amps, 6 amps, 7 amps, 10 amps there now. Getting very good production there at the moment, and we're only about half full. The biggest problem the other day was we were getting a lot of heat. That looks like a lot of production at the moment, but still cold, which is good. Running at 12 volts. Now, I just want to see the voltage between two volts. 2 volts, 2 volts. Well, this is sort of working as advertised, so I don't know what was happening the other day. Well, that's doing what it's supposed to now, so that's very strange. I might put a bit more. We've got 12 amps there. Heat so far isn't a problem. I will reduce the voltage. Yeah, I've added a little bit more distilled water, plus I put a bit more of my other concentrate in from the other day. So, and I've got it going up to the top level. So I'm going to make sure that I do keep it below the plates. That could have been one of the issues. If the liquid goes above the plates. Could have been a problem down the bottom, but it seems to be working fine there now. I'll just turn it on, see what amps we're getting. Oh, see that straight away. It's drawing 12.58 amps, and it's putting out a fair bit of gas. Very bubbly on that on the top, which is good. I am going to look at a pulse width modulation as well, but at the moment I'm just trying to work out what was wrong. What I thought that it failed the other day, so maybe it hadn't failed. Maybe I had too much NHO in it, and it was causing it to be too higher amps. Cause there's no heat in that there now. That's lovely. No heat draw there at all. So, and that's 13 amps, and that'll probably change. Hopefully the level won't get too high and want to flow over.